Hey everybody, Jay Barino here, welcome back. I've got a new mission for StarCraft 2 Odyssey, really excited about it, and my understanding is there will be another new mission within the next week. So I've got 2 Odyssey videos today and then next Monday, if all goes according to plan. So we're on mission 9 of Fire and Brimstone. I'm going to do a very brief recap, and also the loading screen will get us caught up as well. But we are on the run from the Federation and the UEC, who are at war with each other. We are aware of a Project Prometheus, and we're trying to figure out what that is. We tracked a guy down last mission, but he got away, and he ended up getting arrested and sent to a prison planet. So we're following to the prison planet, and we're going to interrogate him if we can find him to tell us where Project Prometheus is. Meanwhile, we have a captive Zerg queen on our ship. There's a Zerg larva hanging out on our ship as well, being held in secret by Dr. Parrish. That hasn't been brought up for quite some time. We've taken control of the Roanoke platform for a steady stream of resupply, so that's a good thing as well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We're being chased by Angel and the Watcher. They're both mostly after the Zerg Queen, I think, as opposed to us. Okay, so let's get started. We haven't heard anything from the Watcher since Parsia. The trip to New Aegis proved itself a mistake as Harsh and Meeks failed to retrieve the location of Project Prometheus from the mind of Carl Webster, the employee of Midas Apex Technologies. Having left a trail of mayhem through the Garden of Eden in Central City, they barely managed to escape the planet and return to the Roanoke platform. As for Webster, at his orders, his bodyguards executed Federate soldiers, thus leading to his apprehension. By hacking the Federation's juridical systems, there's a word you don't hear every day, Sam found information on Webster's fate. Not face, fate. The arrogant supply manager was sent to the Ember Scar prison and given a speedy trial with a sentence just as bad as death, the penalty of Exodus, which is the same thing that happened to Tyrion at the beginning of Act 1. Thrown out of the complex to face the fiery surface of Ignition, his days are now numbered, and if he dies, so will the Hell's Rejects only lead to locating Project Prometheus. After debating the likelihood of succeeding at destroying one of the weaponized platforms that prevent unauthorized ships from landing on the planet, they've decided to attempt it. The Hell's Rejects are going to try to make history and enter Ignison's atmosphere without being blown out of the sky. While en route to the prison planet, they review their plan to assault a platform and open the way to locate and retrieve Webster, still alive. Achieving balance between holding ammo factories and advancing with the Heimdall will award the most resources. Avoid moving your ground army into an AT-45 turret's blast radius. There's always some unique mechanic to these maps, and these tips never make any sense until we actually get into it. You will play on hard. We've been playing on hard. Heimdall Bridge en route to Ignition. We're arriving at Ignition in the next few minutes. Last chance to review this craziness we're about to get into. We're assaulting the platform C7. Of the closest ones to where Webster is, it's one of the most cluttered by asteroids. Those same asteroids block the minor defenses from hitting the Heimdall, but the underbelly planetary cannons, the ones that can blow us right off, remain with clear lines of sight. That's our way in. We disable those planetary cannons and fly straight down to rescue him, out of range of the other platforms. The only way we can stage a fight on that platform is by acquiring resources. But the platform doesn't have any of them on its surface in their raw form. How do we fund ourselves then? Jared? Each platform holds considerable amounts of minerals and Vespene supplies within its halls, which would take us way too long to drill through the structure to get to them. So we need to trick the platform into retrieving the resources for us. Krofsky? The platform's automated systems use those supplies to manufacture ammunition for all the cannons. We locate and destroy those ammo factories, and once they're destroyed... McReady? We're playing hot potato with this conversation. That's when we trick it to retrieve the supplies for us. While the soldier boys assault the platform, the Heimdall will fly around it, drawing their fire. The more ammo those cannons use, the more minerals and Vespene the destroyed factories will retrieve from the halls for us. That's the plan. Now, get ready. We're about to exit hyperspace. Guns and shield to maximum. Hold on. Alright, people. Everyone to the dropships. That platform is the only thing between us and Webster. Let's take it out. Gotta check the sound settings. I feel like it's a little quiet. Oh! Yamato, fire. It's the fastest turn speed of any turret ever. That's the real secret technology of the Federation here, I guess. Tube Man didn't like that. We can't get hit too much by those AT-45s. We won't. Captain, go. Oh, I forgot about Tube Man. We still don't really know the secrets of Tube Man, but he's powering the ship's shield, isn't he? Set those factories to the flame and secure them. The generator. Sam, can you confirm that the cannons on this section are off? Confirmed, and can also confirm something else. We're seeing several dozen ships and structures incoming from the planet. It's the Ignition Protectorate, all jacked up to come to stop us. It's more than we expected, Jared. This is going to get rough. Okay, no way to mine. We start with some money. We're getting a stream of income here. Oop, I dismissed one of the tips. Bottom up. The Karjan Quadrant is home to several volcanic-type planets, but none better known than Ignition. With an estimated human population of less than 20,000, the only man-made structure present of this world is the infamous Emberskar prison complex. However, amongst its countless volcanoes, oceans of lava, and tectonic storms, several species of feral fauna have evolved to live in this inhospitable landscape. The Ignition Protectorate. Several protectorates exist in the Karjan Quadrant with the sole purpose of defending an assigned system, planet, or simply a location. Comprised mostly of dishonorably discharged soldiers or ex-convicts, the Ignition Protectorate was amassed solely to guard Emberskar and to do maintenance on the orbital weapons systems. Seen as a shameful posting, former or active members of the Protectorate are shunned upon on the core worlds. Very much serving as the prison's standing army, they will rush to defend the platform from the Hell's Rejects' assault nonetheless. And then of all the platforms that defend Ignition from unauthorized landing, C7 is one of the most cluttered by pyroclasts hurled into space by volcanic activity, and within manageable distance from where Carl Webster is. Built with the same standard design of the other platforms, its surface is defended by AT-45 turrets which defend its power generators. However, the true threat to the Heimdall stands beneath the platform. The underbelly planetary cannons carry enough of a punch to tear through the ship's shields, and only by avoiding their kill zone can the Heimdall avoid destruction, which is why we're here. Gotta disable those. Alright, people, set up this place and start moving out for those ammo factories. We need a steady stream of income.
This better be good.
Let me tell you, first thing we're going to do is get a factory, and then let's grab a tech lab. We can build Predators. Anti-infantry specialist that deals area damage with each attack. Frontline infantry. We got Hercs as well. Do Hercs have a damage,
Bad news?
or rather an armor tag?
Yeah.
Jared, we're spotting vehicle depots in the center section of the platform. Secure them if you can. More armored for the party. If we can, we will, Sam. The Heimdall will be taking fire to get you resources, Captain. Make it count.
Yes, sir. In the rear with the gear.
I see. Oh. I see. Oh, well, I guess I can go either way. This is quite interesting. Can I go back if I wanted to? It looks like I actually can't, so maybe I made a mistake. I mean, the reason I did this was because it looks like the closest ammo factories are up here, so I'm happy to do it this way. I also want to go ahead and set up some defense over on this side. We do have scanner sweep, and it's on a pretty low cooldown. let's read these real quick then. All right, ammo factories. The only way to gather resources on a weapons platform is by tricking the automated systems into retrieving them from the storage depots deep inside it. To achieve this, destroy and keep a hold on the ammo factories scattered throughout the platform. Resources will be awarded both passively and actively. You periodically gain resources increased by the number of ammo factories under control. We're familiar with this. And then, having the Heimdall take fire from ordnance towers, shredder turrets, or mag mines will award resources, adding to the passive gains. This is a very interesting concept. What I'm curious to see is if it will actually matter, or if we're going to end up having so much money stockpiled that it won't. But it's a very interesting concept, and again, we'll just see how it works in practice. Establish defenses on the factories under your control, as the Ignition Protectorate will try to regain possession of them. Additionally, keeping them secured will increase the maximum supply capacity. Okay. Right, so we want to take these flashy blue circles. I don't know what the boss ping is. But the blue circles are the ammo factories, and then I'm presuming that those are the actual generators we need to destroy. Okay, the best way to disable the underbelly planetary cannons is destroying the generators that power them. Unfortunately, each generator is heavily guarded by the Protectorate and stands within range of an AT-45 turret, which will rain heavy damage on your forces. Swap control between your army and the Heimdall, and move the ship around the platform to reach and destroy each turret. Once neutralized, advance your ground forces to take care of the generator, as the Heimdall will have to fight its way to each AT-45 turret. Acquire control of ammo factories beforehand, and thus maximize resources gained from having the ship sustain damage. Again, it's interesting. So we can move around with the Heimdall and purposefully take damage to gain more resources.
Add-on complete.
Let me tell you right away, we're just going to be making tanks to get started here. And then trying to get a sense of where the enemies can come from. So we're going to be moving up to the upper right first. So I'm going to set up defenses over here.
Sure thing. Go ahead.
On that anticipation.
Will do.
So we need some tanks to attack. We need some tanks to defend.
Been waiting on.
And then let's just keep scanning to see what's in our way.
Ready to roll out.
Like, I wonder if I can just walk up there. Again, the scanner sweep is on such a low cooldown that we might as well just use it to basically reveal the whole map.
Don't leave me hanging.
Okay, that's fine to get started here. Okay, they have fancy bunkers. Speaking of fancy bunkers, you know your boy's got to get his structure armors. It's the best single-player upgrade available. So I don't want to move with the Heimdall. The Heimdall's over here somewhere. I can't quite see it. Well, I can kind of see it. But the Heimdall's going around the outside of the platform. We don't want to move with that until we take these ammo factories.
Big job, huh?
So waiting for structure armor, we're just going to get some Marines. We just want to get up that side, basically. What we can do is, I mean, I have a tank. We can kind of come over here and just shell the crap out of this, out of these bunkers.
You gonna give me orders?
So why don't we do that? We're going to need more production here soon. I want to check what available upgrades I have.
This better be good. Give us your best shot. Move it.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay. Let's get a second tank. Rally it up to this tank, and then just keep making Marines.
Bad news?
Don't let the tank die.
Gangway coming through.
Okay, I mean, we were sieged up,
Better be good.
but it's fine. Okay, so
Go ahead.
I'm going to get a turret here, too, just in case. You never know.
Ready to roll out.
Tank, move on up. Let's go and get the second bunker, except we'll put our infantry in front of you this time.
Sure done, Sparky.
Yes, indeed. Ammo factories. Got it. I guess let's go ahead and destroy this one. And then it says they'll send attacks to hit these
Upgrade
as well.
Complete.
You gonna give me orders?
Okay, just wait. Maelstrom rounds is available, but we need an armory. That seems worth getting really early here, and I'll grab Neo Steel Frame. And then Stim Pack would be an obvious choice as well. There's just a couple of things that we know that we need and want. Let's get a or another tank, rather. And I want to get more production as well.
Go ahead.
What are these? Increases attack range of firebats and heal range of medics by 2. Juggernaut plating. Perhaps Hercs to use Hellfire shotguns. If that's on autocast, I would love it, but if it's not, I don't think it's really that great. Cluster bombs for Reapers is okay. Allows the Predator to use cloaking technology and doubles its retribution field's radius. This actually could be really good for defending if they don't bring any defense. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get some more SCVs, and... double repair seems fantastic. There's a lot that we need, but it's pricey to get. Let's go ahead and set this up and then move these tanks up. Again, what I don't know is like what direction they're gonna attack from in order to hit us. Okay, we definitely want to get those Maelstrom rounds. Okay, so they're attacking us from both directions here. Maybe just get like 2 tanks on each side. So let's just keep making tanks. We could also put Widow Mines on top of the actual weapons factories. Because, yeah, okay, so it's going to be like this. We lost control over 2 factories. We have to keep them secure. Don't tell me, come on, people. It's not my fault that the game mechanics are nebulous. And they just casually drop crap in right on top of them. I do think that this is a good opportunity to probably use Widow Mines. Let's just start getting these basic upgrades. Shrike turret sounds good. Let's get another tank to sit over on this side as well, just in case. And then maybe save up for Maelstrom rounds. So we have technically retaken this.
Upgrade complete.
Get a nice Perdition turret right there. And as of now, I have no... well, I have the weapons factories again. So now let's move with the Heimdall. Because we have to get to the upper right. Let's stay out of the way of those mag mines. Well, we get healed for getting hit, or we get paid for getting hit. And I know that the tip said, like, it's best to still avoid the mag mines, but, like, don't make me laugh. I'll still get hit. So very similar to the Hyperion, and then I remember the Devastator Barrage, which you can use to basically, just do more damage and get more range. Like that. So that's cool. I don't know if they're going to be repair bots, so maybe I should have been a lot more careful. And then again, this is one where like we do want to actively get hit by these Shredder turrets. It's not doing that much damage to us. It's very similar to the Hyperion. You've got the TAC fighters, which is great. And we're not playing on Brutal, which means the TAC fighters won't be ignored and can actually draw fire away from us. So that's a blessing. We'll just take the hits. Hotkey the Heimdall. I'm going to swap back to the other time because I want to see, does it keep my hotkeys? It does keep my hotkeys. That's nice. That's quite nice. So I guess we'll just... I guess we'll just make bunkers here too. The fact that this isn't lined up so that I can get a bunker right in the middle of this.
Complete.
Sort of hate. But, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. Okay, so let's start getting more Marauders and Marines. I do want to start moving soon. And we'll get some mines as well, like I said. Honestly, like, mines should realistically be all we need. But having a bunker with some SCVs certainly can't hurt. Are we getting paid from getting hit by the little Griffin fighters, too? I'd hope so. You know, we don't need to get healed yet. We can always come back to that. But yeah, we can't actually attack the upper right factory generator area until we clear out the AT-45, if I'm understanding correctly. Yeah, destroy the turrets with the Heimdall. But we didn't want to move out with the Heimdall until we could maximize how much we were going to get paid. We have an attack incoming at the outpost. I guess let's flip back. That does make me a little spooked.
Need something blown
The
up.
doctor is in.
Rolling.
Okay, and then we Widow Mine here. The splash damage might end up killing my own SCVs.
Gangway coming through.
I'll get a couple Goliaths, get Marines, and then upgrades. Upgrades for sure, very important here. Infantry weapons.
Bad news.
I guess we'll get some turrets here too, just in case. I don't really know, again, really what is super necessary. Stabilizer Medpack is a must.
Under attack.
Maelstrom rounds will do next.
Goliath online.
Yep. Big job.
Okay, very nice. Do we need like a sieged tank here? I don't think so. What did I say that I really wanted? Oh, Maelstrom rounds is already coming up. Getting the Goliath upgrades would be nice. Let's start Combat Shield. Go back to the Heimdall because we're just waiting for resources right now. I kind of wish that I could continue queuing units. I wish I could continue queuing units while I was in this mode. But I understand why, like, I technically lose control of all my stuff at this point. I understand why that is the case. Let's just go back so that I don't have to backtrack too far in order to grab this. Okay. But this, it complements well because, like, oh, you can wait for the Heimdall to recharge shields while you're playing with the Hell's Rejects, and then, well, I mean, Heimdall is Hell's Rejects, but you know what I mean, the ground forces. And then when you're in this mode, again, it's mostly like waiting for resources, then we can go back, queue up units. I don't know if the units continue to build or not. I'm not sure if the units do or do not continue to be built. We're stuck here. Come on.
Upgrade complete.
Okay.
Upgrade complete.
Give me these. Do this. Okay, I think we've cleared it out. That Devastator barrage is really cool. Again, otherwise we're the normal Hyperion, but I like the Devastator barrage. Having a shield is obviously quite nice as well. Okay, let's hit these. Yeah, sure, I don't see a disadvantage to just hitting this now. I need to be scanning more, too. Jared, this AT-45 is down. Our boys can move on through. Okay, wait, there's also this. Right. These bunkers are beefy. I mean, so are ours, but... yeah, this seems absolutely fine. Let's just keep making Marine Marauder Goliath tank. Diamondbacks are, I think, a little too pricey to realistically use here.
Move it. What's going on? Go ahead.
And I think just going ahead and making sure that we get a lot of these upgrades. Nano projectors is fine. It's absolutely fine.
It's go time.
You know, basically, like, queue up all of these upgrades. And then we can swap back to the Heimdall and start moving elsewhere. I guess we don't want to move too far with the Heimdall because we can take these ammo factories now. Then we can move across the top with the Heimdall. I also kind of want to take out this middle area, but I don't know realistically how much defense is there. I mean, let's just take some time to wait for our upgrades. And get these separate upgrades. Spider mines could be pretty good.
Base is under attack.
I'm in deep. We
Okay, look
head
out,
on.
buddy.
Going. Need something blown up. Ah.
Again, I very much suspect that my SCVs are going to get themselves killed by
Add-on complete.
the Widow Mine shots, but I think the Widow Mines are the right choice. I mean, Marines are Marines. They're fine. It seems like we're up
Upgrade
against
complete.
enemy tanks Like, you know, reasonable amounts of stuff here. The enemy tanks scare me the most, especially if they have Maelstrom rounds. Like, I have Maelstrom rounds. If they do as well, then, you know, we're in trouble. Okay. So let's go ahead and get my tanks kind of up to the edge to start destroying these bunkers at the bottom, and then we can move down with our ground forces and get mowed down by enemy tanks. I'm really excited about it.
The doctor is in. The doctor is in.
The enemy attacks seem pretty reasonable to deal with at this point. I think Marauders in general are a good
Research complete. Base is under attack. Research complete.
Yeah, it seems like 2 tanks is enough. Gotta leave a little bit more space, I guess. Okay, so let's, I suppose, start moving up. We got rid of those bunkers down there. I'm gonna go ahead and build more tanks to follow up with. Part of the issue is I don't think I have enough. Oh no. Okay, let's swing around this way. Alright, so Seeker missiles are going to be a thing. Gotta get on top of those tanks. Okay. Wraiths just sort of hanging out here. I guess let's go ahead and build a little bit of defense along the pathway. Actually, that's not necessary, because we have defense that we're going to have to fall back to.
Not enough minerals.
And we got to try to inch our way up in this direction. I'm glad I've been making more tanks, because our tanks are going to get steadily wiped out.
This better be good. Armed and been waiting.
And again, we're going to use the tanks to push. We have to be careful of Widow Mines.
It's about to get heavy.
Very careful of Widow Mines. Okay. And I don't think I can realistically afford to move.
SCVs are under attack. Research.
I can't afford to move with the. Hang on, let's see how this does. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Again, we're just gonna inch. We're just gonna inch. There's no need to rush, especially when there's just Mondo tanks hanging out in the back there. We don't want to get roasted by stuff like that. We'll bring some SCVs with us. Don't let those tanks get very far. It's a TVT bloodbath, as it always is. He lived. Darn it.
Not enough minerals.
We got to get on top of these tanks that are out of range in the back that are just roasting us. Lots. There's so many tanks in general. Enemy tanks and Ravens. You know, it's something, all right. We got to just keep moving forward.
Base is under attack.
That does not concern me. I think it seems like they have Maelstrom rounds, like almost definitely. I think we got rid of all the tanks. Okay, it's an absolute bloodbath.
Not enough minerals.
It's actually quite difficult for us to reinforce properly. What I am going to do is build some more SCVs and bring them up here. I just scanned, and he's just out of range of the scan. It's fine. The Wraiths, I mean, it forces you to use the scan, but it's not like they're doing Mondo damage or anything.
Base is under attack.
And I've got some tanks here ready to, you know, defend us and such. Yeah, this is self-sufficient. That means get a Widow Mine, because it seems like only one is really all that's required to be self-sufficient here.
Base is under attack.
One section's offline, push forward to the other ones. Okay, so we just do the same thing. Seems like this is going okay. I'll move this tank back just a little bit because it was targeted for whatever reason. Would Diamondbacks be helpful here? I'll get the upgrade, but I don't think they're going to be that good. I actually think that the cloaked, what are those things called? I actually think that the cloaked Predators would be quite good. I think they really could be quite good. Let's keep getting upgrades. Let's see, what else? Vultures and Spider Mines. Spider Mines could also be good. We have a lot of good tools at our disposal. Keep in mind that enemy attacks continue to come from this direction too, so I think we are going to need to set this kind of stuff up. Do I have multi-build?
Complete.
I don't think so. I don't know why I would expect to have multi-build, but...
You're the boss. Yeah. Speak up.
Okay.
Upgrade.
The next step, I think, is actually coming back.
Bad news.
With the reason being that
Been waiting on you.
we want to attack up through the middle and do whatever that bonus objective is. So I'm going to head back. I actually have a lot of gas. I wouldn't have expected to end up with as much gas as I have right now.
Go ahead. Huh?
I think I would have expected to have a gas shortage at this point, but this is fine. This is acceptable. Let's just be able to reinforce very fast.
Ah, you scared me.
Yep,
What's going
it's all
on?
doing good. I guess cram a Perdition turret in there.
Bad news.
Those SCVs may inadvertently just end up dying. That's the only problem.
Yes, sir.
I can move with the Heimdall now. I think actually going pretty Marauder heavy here is the right choice. They do get killed by tanks like just as fast as Marines do, but at this rate, like our income is going to be really popping off. So I think we're absolutely fine to go mostly Marauders. I think they can survive more tank hits than Marines can,
Is
at
under
least.
attack.
I'm in deep.
So now that we have the upper right, I'd say let's go ahead and take some damage on purpose so that we can get paid a little bit. Again, like, I'm watching my income, and it's kind of hard to see how, like, truly how impactful this is. I guess we gotta swap just to see. This seems okay. They are hitting the tanks. Like, the Thors tend to prioritize the tanks over the bunkers, as I would expect. But, you know, this seems fine. It seems like everything freezes in place when you swap. But the enemies continue to attack you, if that makes sense. So the enemies will attack you, and your units will defend themselves, but they won't move. It seems like units that you have queued up will continue to build and will rally. So it's like some stuff keeps going, and some stuff stops.
Base is under attack.
I think I kind of got it figured out. At least it keeps your hotkeys and stuff. One thing that would allow me to still access my production structures. I think I mentioned this earlier already, but I think that would actually be really nice. We have an incoming attack. Seems like the attack fighters don't actually trigger the mag mines. Just in case I gotta check, but I think we're okay. We're looking great on resources.
Is under attack.
And like, yeah, sure, let's get some Diamondbacks. Yeah, it looks like we kind of hit the sweet spot for the amount of defense required. If I would have stuck with one tank, I think the Thors would have ended up killing them. So I think we're good. I might have to add more depending on if the attacks ramp up or not. So there's a healing thing right there, but again, I want to take damage in order to stockpile resources, get maxed out, and then be able to build more. Right, because these enemy defenses are pretty large. Again, this economic concept with the active income is really interesting, and in a way, I think it would actually be interesting if it could be reworked such that the passive income was less and the active income was more, so that the player had to rely more on getting shot and like take damage with the Heimdall. At the same time, that could end up becoming very frustrating. Do you know what I mean? Like, because there's only so much damage the Heimdall can take, so you're essentially capping the amount of resources the player can get, and then they sit around waiting for passive. So I don't know the right way to do it, but it seems like such an interesting way to work the income of a macro map. I don't know if the active income is really making a big effect or not in the grand scheme, but if you had it have more of an effect, I feel like it might end up being more negative than positive, even though I'd like to imagine it would be more positive. Anyway, I'm not sure if I'm articulating this correctly, but the idea is I want the cool idea to be leaned into even more, but I'm not sure how.
What needs killing?
That's right, I made Diamondbacks. It's kind of like, yeah, sure, why not? You know, we'll make Diamondbacks. We're almost there. That's a lot of fighters. Let's go ahead and use the Devastator Brush, because I don't think we get paid for these things shooting us.
Base is under attack.
I think my defense is completely self-sufficient at this point, so we should be good. And then after this, we're going to go ahead and do the bonus objectives, which it said that it's like taking control of weapons factories or something. So maybe we'll get Thors, because we still can't, like, what I imagine it'll give us stuff that we can't make otherwise. So probably Thors is my guess. Yeah, just go for it. There's a repair bot right there. Yep, we're definitely getting paid. All right, so I already have cleared my way to the second of 3 right there, because yeah, there are 4 corners. We started at the first one already. Do we have to take all the ammo factories? I wonder. It says that it's 6 of 12 ammo factories under your control, but there's nothing here that says that that's part of the main objective. It's just neutralize all the generators. So I don't have to necessarily take the ones in between. But that's neither here nor there. Stockpiling this money now is acceptable to me. I guess let's hit it. Okay, upper left is available to be hit. The outpost is ready to burn, Captain. Ah! That's fine. Nothing to worry about. Alright, let's try to avoid hull damage, move on to the next section with the Heimdall, and then we'll swap back and let the Heimdall start getting some of its shields back. There's also a repair thing right there. Okay, we're all upgraded. Realistically, what do we want to make? Okay, this is good. We got the tanks, and then we are going to move through here and then up through the center. I should be scanning. That looks awful. Again, there's a lot of Ravens on this map. Maybe too many. There's just so much AoE to just absolutely bomb through the player. It's not that fun with getting hit, like having to dodge Seeker missiles constantly. I think there's just... Ravens are fine, but having this many Ravens can be irritating. But this is the whole idea of, you know, making sure that we are utilizing the way that the Heimdall income functions.
What's the plan?
I'm not even sieging the tanks. I don't think I need. At this point, we're just gonna brute force it. There are some Odyssey missions, not all of them, but there's certain Odyssey missions in the past where there do happen to be, they're very brute forcey. One depot's under our control. Vehicles will rally on the outpost. Make sure the path there is cleared. Okay, cool.
At the ready.
And when I say they're very brute forcey, what I mean by that is they, like, you just have to send waves and waves and waves of guys.
Add-on complete.
So it's not about making like a good composition. It's just about sending as many units as possible, which, I mean, to be fair, is the case for most most maps in every situation. Oh, this is bad. I don't think I have to clear this out, but I'm just doing this so that I can get to my get to all parts of the map. I don't really need more medics. So I think Goliath Tank Marauder is a quite good thing to use here. Oh, Cyclones. Okay. Well, I mean, like, that's okay.
Is under attack.
Cyclones are fine. Gotta get this filled back up. I don't think I need these tanks here anymore because the enemy attacks are actually coming from that direction. So let's do it like this. Let's get this tank up here. And then this tank down here. Because it seems like the attacks that are going to hit the edges here are actually a little stronger. It really depends on how the Thors choose to focus fire. If they go for the bunker, they might get the bunker. If they go for the tanks, they might get the tanks, etc., etc. Let's clear this outer ring. Reason being is then we can go and get the second optional objective, and then our units should be able to rally a little bit easier, too.
Base is under attack.
We should clear those bunkers before we secure the depot, I understand. So the reason that I think Goliaths can be okay in this circumstance is, yes, they do take bonus damage from tanks, like a lot. Both vehicle depots are ours, keep those Cyclones rolling. But their hitboxes are a little bit bigger, so the splash damage is a little less effectual. That's the only thing I can think of that can help in that circumstance. Do we want to go to the bottom right, or do we want to go to the left? Let's go to the upper left, because that's what we cleared with the Heimdall already. Cyclones, I mean, like, fine. You know, they're Cyclones. The Diamondbacks still just, their range leaves a lot to be desired. It feels like their range is still worse. I'll continue making a few of them. I'm going to get some SCVs as well and rally them up here because I need them following me into the next base. Gameplay-wise, again, I like the economy idea. I think the issue is the pre-placed units are just sort of copy-pasted over and over. Every section is the same. There's a couple bunkers. There's a tank hiding in the back with like 1 or 2 Ravens to Seeker Missile. Actually, we haven't gotten Seeker Missile for a while. But, again, it's all very samey. Like, if there was, like, different sections... So the platform, like, maybe the first section is a little easier to get through, and then later sections are harder. Could kind of make this go a little smoother or faster. Not to say that it should go faster, but maybe it would make it feel like more of a progression of a map. Because there's an illusion of choice of like, oh, I can go in any of the directions first. But in reality, it doesn't matter what direction you go in, because they're all the same. Alright, SCVs are still alive. Good stuff. Give me those Cyclones. Are they good Cyclones or bad Cyclones?
Big job, huh?
So, again, we could tank crawl as well. I actually think it's better to just bomb in there. We can afford to bust through this stuff, so I think we should just bust through this stuff. Okay, so these are the legit, like, lock-on Cyclones. They're not the... Well, there's nothing I can do about that. That's another reason why we don't want to necessarily siege up every time.
You got coordinates or what? Go ahead.
I'm just trying to kind of stop moving to get on top of the tanks, because their tanks are scary as heck. Get over there. More bunkers. The DPS of... I mean, that's the other thing, though. The DPS of the... the Diamondbacks cannot be ignored. It's quite good. Okay, move up here because we're going to need these SCVs. Just keep making SCVs. Keep making Goliaths and Marauders. I guess some Marines too. Might as well make a little bit of everything. We've got plenty of production. This is going quite well.
Base is under attack.
It's just they've got tanks that are sort of hiding out in the background that are just roasting us. I could probably afford to get even more production at this point. Like, I can rebuild my army once or twice and then I run out of cash. It seems acceptable. So we don't need as many tanks here anymore. So you can come on over here. There's one tank that's just sort of hiding out down there. Of course. Good job, Jay Barino. Okay, so let's just get on top of this tank back here, and then this area's cleaned. So, as I said, because there's not really enough diversity between each location, and by enough diversity, I mean, like, literally any, they're all the same, I kind of feel like this mission could end after having only 2 ammo factories. Having to go and get another one, again, you know, it's too much. It's a little too much, I'd say. Let's take these 2 ammo factories, clear out this section so that our reinforcements can get up to the front, and then we'll take the last section. So, SCVs. Do that, and then we'll get a couple tanks set up. And then we have quite a large force, so just go ahead and auto attack, honestly. I think it's fine. Get that mine set up there. I just assume that there are going to be wraiths.
Base is under attack.
Looking good. We can secure this and then go with the Heimdall down the left side, and we're getting like maximum value because every potential ammo factory is secured because we can't get those bottom left ones yet anyway. Okay, you'll love to see it. And then you guys come on up here.
Sure thing. Yeah.
Base is under attack.
That's acceptable. And I'm making Diamondbacks just because they're neat. Yeah, rally there, because if we try to rally over here, it's possible that we gonna get murdered.
This better be good. I'm in deep. Let's have a plan.
It seems like they only bring...
Scared me. We hear you.
It seems like they only bring ground units, so we can just throw Marauders into these bunkers. We don't even need Marines.
Who wants some?
Big job, huh? In the rear with, huh? Bad news.
Okay.
Go time.
And we got a big old group of units making their way.
Need something blown up?
Go ahead. Cyclone receiving.
This might not be enough stuff to break through some of these areas. I guess we can kind of do a bit of a slow push.
What needs killing?
Very nice. And again, we're going to kind of work our way this way in order to clean out these outlying areas so that we can then...
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum.
Don't speak to me
supply.
about maximum supply.
Speak up.
I mean, we're spending a lot of supply because we have a lot of pre-placed stuff that now have to defend these ammo factories.
Your best shot.
You got coordinates or what?
Okay, let's go this way.
And some body bags.
Aha!
Base is under attack.
Meanwhile, this single tank is just completely roasting me. Alright, we're so close to the end. We do have to do a whole nother Heimdall section because we haven't started, but that part is fine, and that won't be too bad. Okay, they're also 2-2. Okay, we're getting there. There's one more section to clean out.
Under attack. Base
It does seem like they reinforce these areas, but again, I just want to clean this out so that I can get reinforcements up.
Go ahead. Get me out of here.
Nice job, Cyclones. Okay, and then we can kind of blockade this area to stop them from sending units out here. Besides, like, this area is fine.
What's up? Enemy contact.
Assistance required.
Okay, so now we can rally up here.
Go ahead.
Looks like they're going to constantly be rebuilding stuff in this in both of these locations. But the most important thing is that we can get reinforcements up here fast. Then, before we run in there, we've got to...
Base is under attack.
Sorry, buddy. We got to do this. So let's get through this whole section as fast as possible because we've essentially finished the map. Again, the economy concept is really interesting. The ammo factory concept combined with it is also really interesting. I think the idea that the ammo factories, the more you control, gets you more resources, both passively and actively, is the strongest concept, and it works really well. The whole the way you get active income maybe doesn't work maybe as well as intended, if only because, again, it's a cool idea, but I'm not sure if it's even necessary. To be fair, again, it's hard for me to quantify. I wish I could even see how much money I've gotten from the Heimdall versus how much money I've gotten just passively waiting. But regardless, I mean, in terms of the mission timer, this is about as long as I'd want a mission to go. It's wrapping up now here anyway, so again, it's more I'm just brainstorming how an interesting idea could be extrapolated.
Base is under attack.
Over here. There's probably like 2 wraiths constantly attacking our army over here. I could always backtrack to that if I need it. Okay, you handle that.
Go on.
My God. Okay, let's just hang out over here to kill those ravens on their way in, because otherwise they're just steadily chipping away at us. I don't need money anymore, so the faster that we can get through this section, the better. So what I was saying earlier is rather than making every direction basically the same on the macro portion of the platform, if you make it so that the first section is a little easier and then the second section is harder and you kind of force the player to go in a specific direction, what that will do is maybe allow them to rely on the active portion of the income a little bit more. Maybe not rely upon, but rather it'll feel a lot more impactful. So that you can actually like get some early aggression going earlier, and to do that, you'll be able to feel like you've sort of mastered the concept introduced economically by focusing more on that active portion of the income. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it in general. Again, this map it feels like it's like 95% of the way there. I'm just talking about maximizing the idea as opposed to like rethinking it entirely.
Better send some body bags.
Tag fires on the prowl. Engage target.
We're definitely getting so much money because we own every potential ammo factory except the last two, which we can't get to anyway. So now as the Heimdall gets hit, it really does feel like we're like raking in the cash.
Base is under attack.
Yeah, just jump past him. I really like the backdrop of the planet down here and stuff. Like the char backdrop for Ignition. It's really neat. Okay, and then we don't need to bother clearing the entire bottom part because we've made it to all of these. So we're done with the Heimdall section. We have plenty of resources. I mean, realistically, I think I did this map about as fast as you really could because I have a lot of production. I'm able to just pump out my army over and over and over again. They're just going to keep doing this, aren't they? Okay, and we want to go this way because this is the closest that our army can get to. There's an enemy attack. Poor Diamondbacks. The range is 7. They can sit behind my Marines, for example. I've been doing fine with like the seeker missiles, avoiding the seeker missiles. The tanks, I think, hurt more. Like, I'm typically getting these guys out right before they're getting hit by seeker missiles, which is the best, you know, the most that we can hope for. Just got to get rid of these backline tanks. Okay, looks good. The Cyclones are fine. I think Cyclones actually took out a lot of this section when they attacked from the right, when I auto-attacked into them. All my outlying areas seem fine, and we did it. I wasn't even looking. Got the last 2 ammo factories and destroyed the generator. You know, I wanted to make fire bats, but let me tell you, not in a TVT. I should have tried the Hercs. I think they're armored, but if they don't have an armored value, they actually could be quite good. All right, we're ready to go. Foyd, Krovsky, keep a hold on this platform. This is our ticket back up. I'm sure the Ignition Protectorate lost most of its men defending this place. They won't send anyone else up here for repairs. And they won't bother stopping you from landing if the prison itself needs to be defended. The way to the surface is clear, Cap. Get going, Jared. The Protectorate is most definitely in Ember Scar debating over calling the fleet for reinforcements. Just get Webster so we can leave. Hearing loud and clear, Sam. Get on board, people. There's definitely a cloaked person there. Let's get this done. Okay, well now it's very obvious. I thought I was clever for seeing it, but... Meeks? You alright? Something. Never mind. First to the surface. First to the surface. So is he just coming with us to Ignition? I thought the Watcher would want to get to the Heimdall, but it seems like he's just coming with us. Which is in the opposite direction. But that was definitely the Watcher. I'm pretty sure, right? That wasn't just another ghost. Rayla's cell room, battlecruiser Heimdall. Meanwhile... Garth, hear me. Sense me. Our minds are one. Garth. My queen. How goes the search? Are you any closer to finding them? I've spread the swarm as far and wide as we can. Our overlords travel to several uninhabited worlds. Larvae hiding in supply convoys. Changelings spy on Terran communications. It is only a matter of time, my queen. So they're looking for Masterson's family, right? Reinforce all efforts, Garth. Find them fast. Kill them all. I'm running out of time, and I sense him drawing nearer. Ethos is coming for my head once again. So that must be the name of the Watcher? I will find them. They will all die for what they did to you, my queen. Make it so, Garth. Make it so. Garth. I thought they had already found Masterson's family and were, like, blackmailing us, but I guess we hadn't let her go, so... I guess it was just the threat of finding Masterson's family and like, hey, you better let me go because once we find them, they're going to die. I'll have to rewatch some of the old cinematics. I honestly don't remember. Every time I hear Garth, I just think of Garth Brooks, which is why I laugh. It's not like it's a super common human name. The boys from Transfer have all been assigned, and a lot of the systems are being updated. A couple more hours, and we can greenlight the civilians to return to work. I can't believe they got on Eden that easily. Wonder what the UEC intended to steal from MAT. Military tech, I'd bet. I've heard some people talk. Central Command suspects they were ours. Whoever hacked our systems was really skilled. Knows our... This war's gonna last a bit long if we're going to have our own men turn over to the Earthlings' side. Who's in charge here? That'd be me. And you are? Agent Darkholm. Lieutenant Hicks? Agent? A ghost agent? One of your kind was responsible for this mess. I know. I've been tasked with apprehending them. Tell me all you can about why they came here. Beats us, Agent. They clearly thought something related to the Midas Technologies company. Something didn't go the way they wanted, and they blasted through the platform and the district below to avoid being taken in. Hicks? A word. I'm going to need access to all the communications you've intercepted and camera feeds from the incident. And I'm going to need to see some form of clearance, darling. Darling? Angel, we need to talk. Not now, Hicks. Now, Commander. It's important. Take your time, sweetie. This platform has seen enough death already, Angel. What is it? Word from command, ma'am. We're being called on another special assignment. Federation has custody of a high-value subject of the higher-level telepaths. You're the closest. And of the higher-level telepaths, you're the closest one. What? They just want us to halt the pursuit on Rayla just for me to interrogate someone for them? He's being held at the Boneyard for now. The sooner we get it done, the sooner we can return to chasing the Heimdall. Your decision, Commander. But we're not really keen on going to prison for insubordination. Recall the men to the Harpy and prep to leave. Now, both of you get out of my sight. I mean, she was like 2 steps behind us, right? The Watcher's much closer, so I don't think she was going to catch up. Shadow. Olympus Underground Complex entrance H2. Is this like... is this... maybe we're going to see Project Prometheus here? Or this is just a totally separate research thing? Because we know they had multiple going on. Awesome cinematic work, as always. The beginning was cool, too, when the Heimdall zoomed past the camera. We shouldn't linger out here, sir. This planet is prone to flash freezes. If one hits... Calm down, Loxley. I'm certain we're safe, for now. Remind me of the reports. How many insurgents were there? Originally 4, but 3 got taken down. One's still alive and keeps trying to get in the glacier through every entrance. Reports state the attacks drastically went down in frequency since the few weeks ago. Weeks? Why haven't these bodies been cleared out yet? I think these are all from 3 days ago, sir. One of them, just one, did all of this? We don't really know what we're facing here, sir. But we do know how much worse it will get. Do we? Grand Marshal, I'm Commander Bailey. Welcome to Olympus. Thank you, Commander. I see that the days here haven't been kind lately. These are just some of the casualties. Fighting them did become easier once we realized that our detection tech works on their... We can only describe it as magic, sir. Okay, so I think they've been fighting Dark Templar. Don't worry about it, Bailey. The Grand Marshal and I have come here with a widely open mind. Good. It's appreciated. We should move inside. Weather scans show a flash freeze hitting this outpost in the next 10 minutes. Flash freeze coming in soon. Where's Isha when you need her the most, you know? Flash freeze. Flash freeze. Hitting now. Grand Marshal, it's an honor to meet you in person. Welcome to Olympus. This is Chief Scientist Kasamura, sir. He's been leading the tests of the insurgents. What can you tell me about them, Mr. Kasamura? Their physiology is considerably different than ours. Scans show what appear to be 3 hearts clustered together and a complete absence of classic respiratory and digestive systems. Subsurian, I need you. I need verification that this is true about Protoss. We believe that they breathe and consume sustenance through their skin. They eat through their skin? Or these are like some weird proto-Protoss thing. They feed on light and absorb moisture through it, very much like several plants do. Their muscles achieve considerable bigger amounts of strength and agility than we can. Despite it, they're still as fragile as us. How did they die? Tube 1 died of shrapnel perforations from a maelstrom round. Tubes 2 and 3 from gunfire. Tubes 1 and 2 were brought in already dead, but Tube 3... That sucker took its time to die. We tried to keep it alive, but eventually its hearts gave out. We have reason to believe that they're psychically linked. How so? Because of the Shadow, sir. It's what my men call the 4th Insurgent, who's still alive out there. The Shadow was attacking the outpost several times a day for as long as Tube 3 was alive. It was trying to save that one? We were fighting it outside when Dr. Kasamura registered number 3's death. It retreated that exact moment. It knew its friend had died. We believe so. But if we are to meet our end this day, then we shall do so as one. What? Sir? Grand Marshal Rourke has been playing Wings of Liberty. I have seen enough here, Mr. Kasamura. Do the others still slumber in the glacier? Reports show their stasis pods running on optimal conditions, probably so for the past millennium. I wish to see them, Commander Bailey. I wish to see everything we have on them. And there they are. Protoss, with little Robocop visors, it looks like. Okay, that I feel like was meant to be like a very, very explanatory cutscene. So I'm not sure if this is Project Prometheus. It could be. I know that Luis probably gets very excited to hear me speculate on this kind of stuff, but like there's so many potentialities at this point. Like either this was Project Prometheus, and I'm going to guess that Project Prometheus at this point, which is like, you know, Prometheus gave humans fire, like kind of like the next step in human evolution, is how I would interpret it, meaning like maybe they found Protoss frozen in stasis pods in this glacier. And, you know, from Heart of the Swarm, we know that the Protoss are vulnerable to extreme cold, and they just get frozen in place. So the Protoss landed on this planet in stasis pods, and then they got frozen or something. I'm not really sure. And what ended up happening was the Federation found them and is using Protoss DNA to, like, mix it with human DNA to make, like, a Gestalt Zero type kind of guy. So that might be Project Prometheus in a way, like, what they see as, like, the next step in human evolution. What I find particularly interesting is this idea of Grand Marshal Rourke quoting Zeratul from In Utter Darkness, implying that either one, it's like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge from Luis, like, haha, this was from a Wings of Liberty mission, so I'll put it in quotes kind of thing, or it's literally the Grand Marshal somehow having been able to see the Overmind's vision showing the end of everything, and Amon, like, taking over everything. Which I'm going to guess is the case. So again, this is just like another lore thread that Luis is opening, and this is what I meant earlier, which is like, I could speculate on this stuff, but at this point in the story, there's so much going on that I don't even remember most of it at this point. So I think there's like things that I could refer to from past missions for certain things with like Angel and the Watcher and et cetera, that like I just don't even remember. So, I like the idea that Grand Marshal Rourke is working off of some, you know, prophecy similar to Zeratul, because it's clear that he understands something with the Protoss, and the Protoss seem to be here in the sense that they said there were only 4 of them, but maybe they're like superpower Protoss, super Dark Templar, I don't know. I think that Angel might very well have been pulled off of assignment to come and work with the Protoss, because they need telepaths on that. Or maybe there's like someone who was captured by the from the UEC that she could be used for. But regardless, she's off of our tail for now. Yeah, that end cutscene, I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential there. All I could say about what I'm thinking about the next mission is there's 3 possibilities. Number 1, we're going to get some sort of revelation with Tyrion. And again, I think there's 3 possibilities. He's still alive, which I think is, you know, possible, and we just think like, hey, we're here, why don't we at least look for him? And we'll find him, and he's going to join the squad, and it's going to throw a wrench into things, because it's like a whole new personality that's going to be challenging Harsh and all that stuff, but, you know, at least he's back. Number 2, we're going to confirm that he's dead. Or number 3, it's just all a fake out, and he's not even going to be mentioned, and we're just going to get the guy that we're here for, and we're going to leave. But we'll find out next time. I'm excited because I think the next mission... you know, we're getting close to the end of the act, so I think that we're really entering the end game here with the Watcher. We're going to find out maybe what the Watcher's after. I mean, based on what Rayla said, she's like, Ethos is after me, so I'm pretty sure that he's just trying to get to her. And then she's holding Masterson's family hostage, sort of, like, in the future. Again, that's something where I just don't remember. I thought she already had them. Like, I thought Garth had already found them, and she was... But maybe now she's sending Garth to do something else that we don't know. So again, there's so many unopened threads here where, like, it's becoming a little much. Or maybe there's just things that I don't remember. At which point, you know, I just don't know. But in any case, I'm excited to see next mission in particular. I feel like now there's a lot of things that are coming to a head. Learning what Project Prometheus is, learning about what exactly happened to Tyrion, right? It's implied that he's just dead, but, you know, we might get, like, an actual confirmation about that. And maybe we'll finally learn what's going to happen with the larva on the ship. Maybe. One of these days. All right, well, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next week. I think that I'll be getting another Odyssey mission, and I'll be able to play it for you for next Monday. And if so, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.